review on the Sterling Arms 22, also known as the 302. It only came out for a few years. A bunch of them were pumped out into the market. They weren't exactly wonderful. They were considered kind of low grade Saturday night specials. They came in 22 and 25. They are technically a gun, and if they are reliable, they do. If you get a good one, you get an okay one. If you get one that's a jalopy, you'll never want one again. I had poor luck with this one at first, but then figured out one tiny little thing that helped me out a whole lot. I'll show you that later in case maybe that helps out somebody down the road. Let's just take a quick little gander through it. Box magazine. These are not that hard to get on eBay currently in the year 2017. But they're not exactly high quality, and that is a dummy round. They're kind of a little sharp, and why I care about any of that is because these lips can get bent in a little bit. This one only came with one magazine, so if the magazine was poo-poo, then I was out of luck. And this was kind of bent in from somebody, wrenching on it or something. So there is no lockback feature. Doesn't exist in this. It's too simple for that. Simple little blowback design. The heel is where you can release the magazine. So you put it in. When you do this, usually it's best to rack fast and hard so that it lands it all the way home. Even if it's clean, all the way clean. And then you'll know that it rode all the way home, and it probably caught all the little gears to charge everything inside. And then let's just do this once. Yeah, good. And later on in the video, you'll understand why that's actually exciting to me at all. Oh, shoot. Wouldn't you know it, the day that I'm actually taking a video and this one doesn't want to come out. If there was a blowback to it, it probably would have came right out, but it's just a dummy round. Anyway, let's take a quick minute, take it apart, so you can see kind of what it looks like on the inside. The way you do so is as such. Oops. Let's start actually the easy way first. You push down on that button. This pops out. And kind of make sure that little... There we go. Comes right off. Comes forward. Spring comes right off. Inside here is a myriad of little tiny things that I could tell you all about, but it would be almost pointless. The whole kit, if you want to get like all new parts, is like 50 bucks on eBay. It has a very strange hammer setup striker. Goes inside here. Da, 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 da. Anyway, this is well known for failing if you charge and fire it without any rounds in there or dummy to hit against. This will break. I sure hope you can see me. They're doing that. That'll break. But I could find one right now for $5 on eBay, and buy 5 of them, and it's pretty easy to get a hold of. So there's that. I was grossly surprised when I'm looking inside of here. Like this, I don't know what kind of life it led before it got to me, but like there's like some weird Dremel shit. And I called the guy that sold this to me. He was a dealer, and it was his personal gun, and he said that it's been like that since he got it. It's very unfinished, like really unfinished. It's cast and then forget. If you look inside, there's like some just weird scarring from being poorly done, but it's functional, so that's what we're looking for, and that's okay. So this screw right here comes off. This screw right here comes off, and then you're left with a horribly ghetto gun. Now, when I got it, I needed this little piece. This little piece right here needed to be moved ever so slightly so that it need to come out this way, like this way, so that it would catch this guy right here, so that when you pull the trigger, it would go. Anyway, I don't know why that would be a problem for me and not a whole lot of other people, but it seems as though on the boards, on the message boards, that was a common thing, and people were saying like, well, replace that, and replace, you knew this, and I knew that, and I just bent that one in a little bit, and it worked great. I polished out some of the parts a little bit, fantastic, no problem. Let's put it back together. Every once in a while I need to tighten that up. This is a pretty simple blowback gun. If it works right, it works right. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You can put it in your pocket, in your back pocket, and be okay without anybody really noticing it. But just don't make this your only gun unless you absolutely have no money. I got this one for, I think it was 100 even. Now I've had two of them, one of which I bought for 125, and this one I bought for 100, and they're both identical, almost to a T. I mean, the same exact configuration. The one, mind you, they're not in production, and they're hard to get in some places like California, which is where I live. Don't blame me, that's where my work is. Now, the one that I originally bought for 125 ended up selling for $575 to a guy that just really wanted it. And who am I to say no? So he wanted it, he got it. There we go. In you go. In you go. Okay, we're back in business. So, if you ever meet a guy that bought one of these for $575, congratulate him on his very nice purchase. It's still the dummy round. So when I shoot this, bang bang, here's the sight. I mean, it is no frills. Like, you're never gonna find a more simple sight than that. You're looking down the barrel. It doesn't fit very well in most people's hands. I have a large hand. The safety is kind of funny. I wouldn't think it's the best design, and it's probably not drop test friendly because this is an interference. It just like gets in the way of the mechanisms. It doesn't actually like disengage them. It just stops them from moving further. When you put this in your pocket, it catches on some stuff, but it's pretty good, and it doesn't bulge too much, but it is kind of wider than I would have thought such a tiny little gun would be. I would be concerned about it failing at the most odd times. Can't be helped. If this is all you can afford, get it. It's fine as long as it works well. It's in direct competition with like a Phoenix Arms 22, which are pretty good. I've had one of those as well, and I never had a problem with it ever. But this one is very old, has a little cool value to it, and if you got one, keep it, because you won't get much for it. But they're cool. Anyway, send me a message if you need any questions about them. I've taken this down to absolutely nothing. All the parts have been out, polished, whatnot. It's a decent enough little gun. I do have other very nice guns, but for whatever reason I have an affinity to little bitty mouse guns. So when I see one and it's cheap, I probably just get it. Have a good one. Bye.